Ever wondered what Michael Jordan would look like in the modern NBA? Well, today we're about to simulate Michael Jordan in the modern NBA and see how he would do. Let's see if he's still able to win those 6 rings and 6 MVP awards. And also all those defensive player of the years that he won during his career. Anyways, without a further ado, let's start simulating and see what happens. And by the way, injuries are on because we want to make this as realistic as possible. And I'm not going to try to interrupt the GM of the Chicago Bulls that much. And just let him do what he wants to. And Michael Jordan at age 22 is already averaging 27 points per game. And Nikola Vucevic also is helping Michael Jordan with his record, as Vucevic is averaging a good 15 points per game to become the Robin of Michael Jordan for this first year. Some people say the modern NBA is harder than the NBA before, but I don't know. That's a debate, as Victor Wembanyama, like before, always wins MVP. However, MJ makes the All-NBA first team, putting up a good 27.1 points per game, and he is enthusiastic to be a Chicago Bull, and he lost MVP, which is not good, but it is Victor Wembanyama. He is a sim beast, and hopefully we could sign him later. I'm not going to try to interrupt too much of the GM of the Chicago Bulls, but I could still make signings if I feel like they aren't helping MJ at all. And we are playing the Brooklyn Nets, who are, I believe, the 7th seed. And yeah, they are. So we're the 2nd seed, and we take game 1 against this Brooklyn Nets team led by Cam Thomas. We take game 2. Honestly, it should be a sweep. We take game 3 as well, and we're heading to the semifinals, in which, let's just see the stats real quick. MJ and Vucevic leading the way for the Chicago Bulls, and Michael Jordan put up 40 points in that one game to lead the Bulls to, I believe they won that game. And Cam Thomas put up 51, and I believe he lost. Yes, he did. But it does not matter, as we sweep the Brooklyn Nets and go on to play the Boston Celtics, who have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. We take game 1, in which Vucevic and Josh Giddey lead the way, and MJ only played 5 minutes, so I had to see what happened to MJ. And there it is. He is injured, because there's no way he should only be playing 5 games for this Bull squad. And let's just see. Oh no, he has a broken left ankle. And that might be the season for the Chicago Bulls roster. However, they go on to win and advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. But we just simulated the round where they just won. And they won the whole finals, with Vucevic winning the finals MVP, and Michael Jordan has his first ring. He only really played the first round, but we'll still count it as a ring. So, and let's just head on to the next season and see how Michael Jordan's career turns out in this modern NBA era. Alrighty, and Michael Jordan is already up to a 94 overall after that first season in the modern NBA era, and let's just honestly continue simming. Let's see if Michael Jordan is able to carry this Bull squad to another championship, as they are starting off strong, 37-13, and Michael Jordan is now age 23, leading the Bulls with 31.5 points per game, and this squad does not look anything special besides Josh Giddey now and Mateus Buzelis. I think that's how you say his name. Anyways, I will meet you guys at the end of the season. Alrighty, we were a 59-23, and Victor Wembanyama once again wins MVP like he always does in these simulation videos. But Michael Jordan does not get All NBA first team. What? As he gets the second team after averaging 30.5 points per game. He should have made the first team. Let's just check out who made the first team over him, because these stats look pretty significant. And Ja Morant, 32 and then 29, but it's Luka, so. And we are the second seed playing the 7th seed Toronto Raptors, led by Scotty Barnes and company. So let's just sim through game. We take game 1. This should not be a challenge for us. We take game 2 and 3. This might be a sweep. It is a quick little sweep by Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, who are looking for their second chip in a row. And Michael Jordan led the way most of the time, as he scored a double-double in that game that I was showing before. And Michael Jordan didn't look anything spectacular in some of these games, and he got like 27 minutes, as I saw there. And we're playing the 3rd seed New York Knicks, led by Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges, as they take game 1. We take game 2. We just simmed around and we win game 6, as we are heading on to a second Eastern Conference Finals in a row, led by Michael Jordan's spectacular performances. And as you can see, Michael Jordan shined bright in most of those games, as in that one he had 23 and 11. That's a double-double. But let's just go on to sim against Paolo Banchero and the Orlando Magic, who also have Desmond Bane. By the way, they got fleeced in that trade. I don't know why they would make that trade with all those first-round picks. As we go up 3-2, and Michael Jordan, averaging 42.8, wins Eastern Conference Finals MVP, going against Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs, as it is tied after game 2, led by Michael Jordan once again. And game 3, Michael Jordan wins. Does he prove that he deserved that first ring in that first season? Let's see, as he is absolutely carrying this Bulls roster, and they go on to win the championship, led by Michael Jordan and 33.2 points per game, maybe 4, I think it was, I don't remember. But let's just head on to the next season, as this simulation is going really well for Michael Jordan. And first order of business is actually re-signing Michael Jordan to the Bulls, but that shouldn't be too hard, as we are offering him all the money in the world. Not literally. But Michael Jordan is once again a Chicago Bull, and is he destined to be a lifetime Bull? As I try to get Nikola Jokic as his Robin, but he does not want to sign with the Chicago Bulls dynasty. I guess he doesn't want to win more chips. Anyways, we are on to the next season with a 24-year-old Michael Jordan, and he is looking to three-peat again, just like he did back in the day. The Bulls once again start off strong, as they are 39-17 at the trade deadline. And Michael Jordan continues his domination, putting up 29.6 points per game. And he is looking really dominant in this modern era of the NBA. But let's just continue simulating to see how he does at the end of the season. And a dominant Bulls team once again, as they go on with a record of 56-26, led by Michael Jordan. And they are unable to have the best record in the league, as the Raptors are 61-21. But Michael Jordan continues his domination, as he is unable to get all NBA first team, but he is all NBA second team, as he is a 3rd seed. He's facing a 6th seed Detroit Pistons roster, led by the one and only Cade Cunningham, obviously, as the Bulls take game 1 and 2. This should be pretty easy, and we sweep the Bulls to play Orlando Magic once again and Paolo and Banchero. Will this team stop a 3-peat? And yes, they do, as the Chicago Bulls get eliminated in the second round, but led by Michael Jordan's 31.5 points per game. And Oklahoma City Thunder and Chet Holmgren win the NBA championship. And let's just head on to the next season and see how Michael Jordan continues to perform in this simulation. And after that finals loss, a 25-year-old Michael Jordan has regressed down to a 93, but that overall should go up by the end of the season. So let's just sim till the trade deadline or the All-Star break. Alrighty, at the halfway point, the Bulls are 14-14, led by Michael Jordan and his 33 points per game. He's really having a breakthrough year this year. And by the way, the Bulls started off undefeated for the first few games, but then really cooled off. I think they were like 9-0 or something like that. But anyways, I'll see you guys at the end of the season to see if Michael Jordan wins his first MVP award and Victor Wembanyama loses for the first time. And MJ continues to shred this league as he leads the Bulls to a 61-21 record, but is unable to win MVP to Nikola Jokic, who averages a 31-point double-double. And finally, MJ gets his All-NBA First Team award, averaging 32 points per game. Kind of regressed towards the end of the season, but it doesn't matter as the Bulls are the first seed. Let's simulate the play-in to play the Brooklyn Nets in the first round. We're just going to sim the round. They're led by Jared McCain, which is an interesting sighting, but we sweep them. It's not really a matchup, and we play the Hawks in the second round. And this team should be pretty decent as they drafted pretty well with Zachary Ricochet and Jalen Johnson. And they got Asa Newell too, but it does not matter as we gentlemen sweep the Atlanta Hawks out of the playoffs. And we're heading on to our third Eastern Conference Finals in the last 4 years. And we take game 1 against Paolo Banchero and the Orlando Magic as we're led by Josh Giddey. And I feel like MJ is hurt once again. Yes, he is. And that might be the final end to the season as he has a left foot injury and he's out 1 to 2 weeks, which he's probably not going to be back for any sort of game in the Eastern Conference Finals. However, he might be back for the finals if we make it, and we might make it as we are up 2-1 against this decent Orlando Magic team. I do not have high hopes. We are up 3-1 against this Orlando Magic team, led by Buzelis and his 32 points. Does this Bull squad really need MJ? As we are on to the finals, and I'm guessing it's against the Spurs or the Warriors. I'm not sure. And Michael Jordan is back from injury. He's just day-to-day, but that doesn't really matter. And it is against the Warriors and Nikola Jokic, who is the MVP. And let's see if we could win this. As we take game 1, we might three-peat, led by Josh Giddey and 37. And MJ is currently getting carried, which you usually don't say, but MJ has a strong outing in that loss. And in that win, Nikola Jokic puts up 30 and loses. And the Warriors end up tying it in game 4, led by 41 from Nikola Jokic. MJ does his part with 33. And right now, as it is looking, MJ is going to three-peat. And MJ wins Finals MVP, leading the Bulls to another championship with 28.2 points per game. And let's just head on to the next season. And the Bulls GM decides to do nothing as the second best player on this team is a rookie potentially that was generated by the simulation. But that shouldn't matter as we have the best player in the league, Michael Jordan. And we might have to give this player an extension, and we can't currently. So we're just going to head on to simulating the next season. And this Bulls roster isn't that good, but MJ leads them to a 34-25 record, which is nice, leading them with 33.4 points per game. And I might have to sign a free agent next season as this Bulls roster looks too weak. But MJ is still doing his part, leading this Bulls roster a winning record. The Bulls win 53 games, and like no surprise, Wembanyama takes home MVP for I do not know how many times in this simulation. Anyways, let's just head on to the playoffs. And what a pleasant surprise as Michael Jordan wins Defensive Player of the Year. I think that's the first time I've seen it in this simulation. He also takes home All-NBA First Team honors. However, we go on to play the 7-seed Pistons in the playoffs, led by Cade Cunningham and team. This team isn't too strong. And we're just going to simulate the round, and we lose in the first round. Michael Jordan and his resume has just dropped a ton, as he just lost in the first round to a 7 seed as the 2nd seed. And he might have been injured. I forgot to check. Anyways, let's just head on to the next season. But before that, business needs to be taken care of, as Victor Wembanyama is actually a free agent this time around. And let's see if we could sign him. And he went to the Toronto Raptors, and we're going to have to try and get some sort of free agent. And RJ Barrett was available, and he fit our scheme really well. Taze Buzelis is also a free agent, and he decided not to sign with us after going to a couple of finals, which is surprising. I don't know how that's realistic. And let's just try and get RJ Barrett. I feel like he's a really good bench option, if anything. And Victor Wembanyama is available. I guess the Raptors never had the salary to sign him in the first place. So let's just try to give him some money. And he signs with the Chicago Bulls on a 4-year deal, which is a crazy duo with MJ and the Sim Beast Wembanyama. What a duo for honestly the whole era. And let's check out how the roster is looking after that Victor Wembanyama signing. And honestly, it is looking way better than it was last season, as we have RJ Barrett as a depth piece. And let's just go on to simulate this season and see how we do. But we have some business to take care of. Let's just contract extend Michael Jordan. So he's a Chicago Bull for life, honestly. Not literally, but that duo with Wembanyama and Jordan will be very, very great. Honestly, that's the word to describe it. And they're just going to be all-time greats for years to come. And I will see you guys at the halfway point at the season. And we are sitting at 37-18, led by Wembanyama and Michael Jordan. I don't care what anybody says. Wembanyama and Michael Jordan could honestly both be first options. There's no second option on this team. They are the whole team. And let's just continue simming to see how this first full season with Wembanyama and MJ plays out. And going 55-27 gets Wembanyama a MVP award by no surprise at all. He put up some nasty numbers, and I do not see Michael Jordan on any. Okay, there he is on the All-NBA second team, as they are the 3rd seed this time, playing the 6th seed Sixers, who don't look anything special, led by Asa Newell. And let's just simulate the round. This should not be too close. And as we go to a game 7, let's just see the roster. And there's no injury, so I don't see why we would go to a game 7 there. But we ended up going to a game 7, and we play the Wizards, led by a Sim Beast and Trey Johnson. Bro averages a lot of points, but it does not matter, as we go to a game 6. And we are playing the Toronto Raptors in this conference finals. And MJ is playing in his 4th conference finals in this simulation, I believe, as we are tied at 2 in game 2. And we're winning after game 3. It is 2-1, led by Wembanyama and RJ Barrett, as Michael Jordan sort of has an off game. It does not matter though, as we are up 3-1. Wembanyama really putting in work this series, as he puts up 42 points there, and MJ puts up 47 in that game, I believe game 5, to take the Bulls on to another finals. And we take game 1 against the Jazz. This should not be a competition, as Wembanyama scores 42 points. And the Jazz come to tie it with led by a player named Jeffrey Booker, I think. And MJ has a off game, going only 7 for 18. Really selling in that game, but it does not matter, as he comes back with 34 points. And we are up after game 3, and game 4 is really the turning point, as we go up 3-1, and there's only one team that's came back from 3-1, and that's the 2016 Cavaliers squad. And let's just head on to the next season, as Wembanyama takes home the finals MVP. Is he taking the shine and the bright lights from Michael Jordan there, winning the Finals MVP over him? No changes to the roster during that that offseason there. Just continually led by Wembanyama and Michael Jordan, who are 94 and 96 respectively. And let's see if they could once again win the championship this season, and I will see you guys at the end of the season. And scratch those plans, we're at the All-Star break, and Michael Jordan is now up to a 95 overall, putting up around 28 points per game. And now I will see you guys at the end of the season. And after leading the Bulls to a 60-win season, Victor Wembanyama once again wins MVP. And Michael Jordan takes home Defensive Player of the Year. And due to the fabulous seasons, they also get All-NBA First Team. And the Bulls are now the first seed, playing the 8th seed Milwaukee Bucks. And we're just going to simulate the round. And we gentlemen sweep the Milwaukee Bucks, who were led by old Giannis Antetokounmpo. And surprisingly, Bronny James Jr. is now up to 82 overall. And we play Cade Cunningham and the Pistons. I believe it's Cade. I'm not too sure. They might have traded him away. And we're led by Michael Jordan and Wembanyama. This should not be a match. And we sweep to the Eastern Conference Finals. And we once again play the Atlanta Hawks. Another rematch, I believe, from the past few seasons. And it is all tied up at game 2. And MJ decided to put up 35 in that one. And they take the lead, as Wembanyama's 44 points were not enough to put us through. And Wembanyama and Michael Jordan combined for 90 points, as they respectively both have 49 and 41. And MJ with another 40-point game. But it is now a game 7. Obviously in Chicago, we should win this. But it does not look too great, as we are now getting blown out by the Atlanta Hawks. And the Bulls are eliminated in the prime of their careers in the Eastern Conference Finals. And I will just see you guys. Wait a minute. Why did MJ only get 20 minutes? I'm guessing he might have been injured, but let's just head on to the next season. And in this next season, Michael Jordan is now 29 years old, entering the tail end of his prime. And let's just give Wembanyama a contract extension to keep around this duo for years to come. And I will just simulate till the end of the All-Star break and see how this team is doing. And Wembanyama puts up almost 37 and 14 and takes home NBA Cup MVP honors. That is a great achievement. I think that's the first time in this simulation the Bulls won the NBA Cup MVP with Michael Jordan and team. And at the All-Star break, the Bulls have a first seed record of 44 and 11, as they are led by Victor Wembanyama's 34 points per game and Michael Jordan's almost 30 points per game. And I will just see you guys at the end of the season. And after leading the Bulls to a 60-win team, Victor Wembanyama takes home MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, as we also have Michael Jordan in the All-NBA First Team roster. And we are the first seed, is playing the 8th seed Knicks, led by Karl Anthony Towns, who is now 37 years old and only at 85 overall. This should not be a matchup, as we go to a game 6 and win. Still kind of surprising. We should probably sweep that team, but we now play another New York team, the Brooklyn Nets, who get gentlemen swept to play the Indiana Pacers in the conference finals, who are led by Tyrese Halliburton and Bilal Coulibaly. MJ puts up 28 in that loss. The Bulls take game 2, led by MJ's 30. And I believe Wembanyama might be injured, as I do not see him in the box score. Yes, he is, as the Bulls are down 3-1. But come back to force a game 6 as Wembanyama is probably out for the playoffs now. Let's just see his injury. And he has a torn, it's only day to day, but I doubt he's going to play in game 6. And it is heading to a game 7 without Wembanyama, led by MJ's 43 and 10, a double-double. So we're probably going to simulate with Simcast, because why not? And we go up, but they decide to take the lead. And they are starting to blow us out without Wembanyama. And we lose in the conference finals in back-to-back years. And Michael Jordan decided to sleep that game, but that's all good, as he was unable to lead this team to the finals once again without Wembanyama. And this team has kind of been a disappointment. I thought Wembanyama and Michael Jordan would probably lead to more rings, but I think they've only gotten 1 or 2 so far. And first order of business is extending Michael Jordan, so he is a lifetime Bull and a dynamic duo with Victor Wembanyama for more years to come. And I will just see you guys at the trade deadline unless we win the NBA Cup MVP. A scratch of plans, the Bulls are now 59 and 23, and MJ wins Defensive Player of the Year again, and Wembanyama takes home MVP honors. And MJ and Wembanyama both have all NBA first team selections. And once again, the Chicago Bulls enter as the first seed, playing the 8th seed Chicago Cavaliers. I mean, not Chicago, Cleveland Cavaliers. And they head on to the next round to play the Brooklyn Nets, who they take in Game 6. And now we're heading to the Eastern Conference Finals once again against the Indiana Pacers, who beat them in the last playoff run, and they once again take Game 1. We end up taking Game 2, led by Michael Jordan's 33 points, and also Wembanyama doing his part. We take Game 3 with Wembanyama leading the way. And we should, oh wow, it is tied at Game 4, 2 apiece. And now we're up 3-2, taking Game 5, led by Wembanyama and Jordan once again. It is heading to a Game 7 once again as the Indiana Pacers take Game 6. And we are heading to the finals once again, led by Wembanyama. And Michael Jordan decided to sleep in Game 7 once again, just like last year, if y'all remember. And Timberwolves have Anthony Edwards and Rob Dillingham, so we should still be able to take this, led by Michael Jordan's double-double in 35 and 10. We are up 2-0. This might not even be a matchup, as they take Game 3 and prove I was wrong. It is still a matchup. And we go up 3-1, and it looks like the deal's been sealed, as their respective 40-point games win us the Game 4 to go up 3-1, and then ultimately we take home the championship. And I will see you guys at the next season. And here we are entering age 31 Michael Jordan's next season with Wembanyama, and I'm just going to sim till the end of the season, because there's no point of showing you guys the halfway stats, as it's already too long into the simulation. And a little bit of a fall off here for the Chicago Bulls, sitting at around 50 wins instead of the previous around 60 wins last time around. And Wembanyama is injured near the playoffs, as he won MVP that season. That means he got injured near the end of the season, and that is not good, as he is out 2 to 4 weeks. And MJ once again continues his domination, getting all NBA first team, and he is exhilarated with how things are going with the Chicago Bulls, so he does not want to be anywhere else. And his resume is looking pretty stacked so far. He already has 4 DPOYs with a lot of all-star selections and all NBA first team and second team selections. And we're just going to head on to sim, as this time around there are second seed Bulls playing the Detroit Pistons, and they lose in the first round of the playoffs as Michael Jordan is unable to lead them by themselves, as Victor Wembanyama was only able to come back for a few of the games and put up absolutely nice stats. I mean, that is what Wembanyama does, isn't it? He's just a sim beast. But it doesn't matter as we lose in the playoffs. So we're just going to head on to the next season as we're entering the tail end of Jordan's prime. And the GM must have fell asleep, as there are no changes made to this roster. I get he put up 30.2 points per game, but he is nearing age 33, and he is 32 years old currently, regressing from, I think he was a 94 or a 95 last season, down to a 92 overall. And it doesn't look good for this Bulls roster. But we're just going to sim ahead and see what happens. As somebody once said, age is just a number. And Victor Wembanyama at age 32, I think it is, wins NBA Cup MVP. And they are absolutely dominating in the simulation still, as they are 29-3. 30-3, and they just continue pure utter domination, and they just continue to prove me wrong, as they just continue winning more and more games. Almost a 60 win team. They had 55, and MJ wins MVP for the first time in this simulation, and there is no Victor Wembanyama to be found, I think, because he might have not played the games eligible for the All-NBA teams. Yep. Only started 54 games, which made him ineligible for any of the awards. Let me know if you guys like that rule. I think it's pretty fair. And we head on to round 2 after a Game 7 with the New York Knicks, were the 7th seed? Yeah, the 7th seed, because we're the 2nd seed. And we gentlemen sweep the Indiana Pacers, who are basically our rivals in this simulation, as they have defeated us a couple of times. And we play the 76ers, led by VJ Edgecombe, and we get swept in the conference finals. And the Sixers go on to win, but their team did not look anything special. And we had no injuries, but Jordan is back up to a 93 overall. So we're just going to simulate the next season as well. And Michael Jordan has regressed once again down to his starting overall of 90. And looks like the Bulls GM was once again sleeping, as they made no roster changes. But we decide to re-sign Michael Jordan, as we want to make him a lifetime Bull, just like he basically was in real life. I mean, who counts that Wizards run? He still scored 20 points per game in that season, but realistically, who thinks he's a Wizard? And honestly, most people think he's a lifetime Chicago Bull, and most people don't even count that Wizards run. So, but the age is now starting to show for this Bulls roster, as they're off to a mediocre start at 20-12. Still pretty decent, but nothing too crazy. And we're just going to simulate till the end, and I'll see you guys then. Consistent again, and Victor Wembanyama once again wins MVP. I've lost count. And Michael Jordan wins Defensive Player of the Year but Wembanyama is once again injured. And let's just see what injury he has, and that might be the end of this dynasty, as a 10-time MVP, and he has a torn ACL. That's terrible. That's just not what you want to hear. He's going to be out for the next season too, because it's towards the end of the season, and that's not what you want to see, as Chicago Bulls get eliminated in the first round as the second seed actually. But Michael Jordan did his part in that run, but the run was sadly cut short, because Wembanyama, their only half-decent player with Michael Jordan, got hurt. And we're on to the next season, as the light doesn't look too bright as Wembanyama's once again hurt for another 6 months or so. So that's basically the whole season once again. I wouldn't be surprised if it's even longer than 6 months, but MJ is now regressed to a 87 overall, so potentially a losing record coming right here. I'll see you guys at the end of the season to see if anything significant happens. And looks like Wembanyama will not be returning to the Bulls anytime soon. He's out for another 4 to 6 months, and the team morale is terrible. And we're on a losing record, only 17-30. Hey, I'm acting like I'm on the team myself, acting real sad, but it's all good. It's just a simulation. I feel for Jordan as they probably had another playoff run in them. And yeah, we just continue to lose games. And some random named Jeffrey Booker wins MVP. And we are nowhere to be found on the All-NBA team. Actually, no, All-NBA 13 this time around at 35 years old for Michael Jordan. So, still making history. And he was also on the All-Defensive team. Still making an impact with 23.3 points per game. And let's just check out some of his awards, as he's a 5-time NBA champion and a 3 times finals MVP, so he's definitely one of the best players of all time. I don't know if he's actually GOAT status, but he might be. And Jeffrey Booker, some random, is really outshining this simulation. And Victor Wembanyama is actually a 10-time MVP in this simulation, and I don't know if he was fully back. He might have played a few games, but nothing special to get us back in the playoffs. And so far it has been underwhelming, to say the least, for MJ after the second half of his career. I feel like, hey, what am I to say anything? He's a 5-time NBA champion, so I can't really say that much. But let's just continue the simulation to see if he could potentially become a 6-time NBA champion, as I hardly doubt it. I'm guessing the Bulls GM was sleeping again, because I don't see any signings made by him. And let's just check out the roster once again. Yeah, nothing crazy. And MJ is really regressing down to only 84 overall as the second best player on this team. But Wembanyama's overall is still up there, as he is, I believe, still in the 90s. And yeah, he's a 95 overall, so he's not regressing. And he's only a year younger than MJ in the simulation, so he should probably start regressing soon, because MJ definitely regressed heavy. He's only down to an 84 overall, which I guess is still pretty good for a 36-year-old man. I think he's 36, or he might be 35. He's 35. And Wembanyama just continues putting up great stats, up to 27 points per game. And I think MJ is still averaging around 22, which is pretty good. He is 35, so nothing much you could ask. And the Bulls once again have a losing record, and some randoms are now dominating the simulation. So it might be starting to come to an end for this simulation, as we don't even make the playoffs, let alone we don't even make the play-in tournament. And this may be the end of the video, as Michael Jordan is down to 79 overall, so he's way past his prime. Probably still got another 18 points per game in him, but yeah, let's just end off the video here and see his awards. He is just a 1-time MVP, so he's a little bit lacking in that category. And he's still a 5-time NBA champion with a 3-time final MVP on his resume, and tons of all-star appearances. And so he's definitely one of the GOATs of the era, no matter what era you put him in. And that's going to be the video, guys. If you did enjoy, please subscribe. We are on the road to 100 subscribers. Also comment so our video gets pushed out. I really appreciate the support, and peace out. Have a good one, guys.